Hi everyone, welcome back to our SAT Verbal Hacks video series. Let's see what problem we have next. All right, so we have another writing question and we have our just generic question wording here. So next up, we need to look at our choices to figure out what the question is asking us. So based on what we have here, what do you think this question is looking at? So if we look at the different options, it looks like they all contain the same information, just have slightly different word orders. And looking at the passage, we can also see that in this section, we have a dependent clause followed by a comma. And we know that the subject of the sentence always needs to follow that construction. So when we're reading the passage, we need to think about who the subject of the sentence might be. Okay, so in 1453, English King Henry VI became unfit to rule after falling gravely ill. As a result, Parliament appointed Richard, 3rd Duke of York, who had had a strong claim to the English throne, to rule as Lord Protector. Upon recovering 2 years later, forcing an angered Richard from the royal court and precipitating a series of battles later known as the Wars of Roses. Okay, so thinking about upon recovering 2 years later, so who is recovering in this passage? It's going to be Henry, right? It says in the first sentence that he became unfit to rule after falling gravely ill. So now he's recovered. So we know that his name needs to come first in our answer here. So that rules out B and D. So then we're left with A and C. And if we look closely at C, the subject is not actually Henry. It's actually Henry's reign. So we have the possessive here, Henry's reign. So the subject of that phrase is actually going to be reign, Henry's in particular, as opposed to just Henry himself, which is who is recovering, not his reign. So that rules out C, and A is going to be the correct choice. Hit the subscribe button below for more.